Welcome, Blob Marley, Atelier Zeno, Koja, Harmless, Ashley. Thanks so much for stopping by. Yeah, happy Yuri Day to you too. You know, I haven't had a very Yuri day thus far. It feels a little bit tragic. Maybe I'll read some once I'm done with the stream. We'll just have to see. Yeah, was the Maid Hollowbel the one that Tristy drew? I really love that one too. Oh no, Koja. Maybe you could read something after this too, or even right now. I'm sure I will once I'm done. There's a story, Usui Shio's newest story. I really want to get to that one. Some of her works, like Crescent Moon and Donuts, and what's the other one? Trying Out Marriage with My Female Friend. Those are like two of my favorite Yuri works, just like of all time. She's an amazing author. Anyway. Well, that's enough about Yuri. I can't say that. There's never enough about Yuri, but I think it's probably a good starting point for the stream. So, Our Love is Disgusting. Okay, so you've read Our Love is Disgusting. It's incredible. I, read the very start of it back when it was starting, and it was kind of amazing to see an author who, at least when I think of her stories, I think of, or at least when I, read her original stories, I was kind of like, wow, these are, really incredible sort of, deep dives into, characters as spirits and exploring a lot of Ace related feelings, but it was very nice to see a story by the same author exploring exciting sort of exploring sexuality, fetishes, that kind of thing, from an author who I had come to like for those sort of Ace perspectives. It was really, really well done. Let's see. The Cat Atelier. Oh, I'm glad they're talking about it over there. I'll have to stop by later. Anyway, how have you all been doing? I hope you've had a nice enough Yuri day. Oh, horror gamey situations aren't the worst to dream of, but I hope something more pleasant can come your way too, Koja. I wish I had more to report, but I've mostly been dealing with allergies today. Did you know that fairies get allergies too? It's quite a pain. But we live. I'm gonna get started with Golden Treasure the Great Green, I think. Oh, it's Yume Nikki game in Japan. Actually, is that right? It was 6/26. Is that the day when Yume Nikki was released back in or of the 1.0? Yume Nikki. Yeah, June 26th, 2004. Madatsuki is 21 years old. Did you know that? I hope she's doing alright. I hope she's left her apartment by now. If not, that's okay too. But I'd like to imagine Madatsuki happy. Anyway, I'd like to give some kind of refresher on what happened last time, but it was rather busy, and not quite sure where to start. But I also don't remember all of the details. I think that the main thing that comes to mind, oh yeah, we saw this fox writhing question, protector of the Heartwood, again after many years had passed. And if it's possible to see them, here we go. Writhing question. I see. They're described as old here, but this funny fox, Blazetail, that asks only questions, we encountered them again after we aged into adulthood and they aged to a brilliant white. They introduced us to the Heartwood, where something very strange happened. We ceased to be a dragon and instead became an ant for a while. So we got to have a rather exciting sort of adventure in a different form. It was the sort of thing where, I mean, it takes several days to sort of live life as an ant and, you know, accomplish things for the queen and everything like that, but I really wanted to see it through, so we met with the queen, we explored the world, we met some rather dangerous creatures of various sorts. Oh yeah, cute praying mantis. A beautiful crow. And a squirrel who devoured us, but with the power of a whole city of ants, we were unstoppable. Anyway, we got to meet All-Mother after that, having passed her trial of sorts. Maybe it was less of a trial and more just a lesson? Showing what it was like to be someone much smaller and frailer. She's so beautiful, isn't she? Oh, All-Mother. I wish she was my mom. Well, she kind of had she wanted to like share with us her perspective as somebody who, like, she is the last of the crystal dragons, and, you know, when she was much younger, came to realize the interconnectedness of all things. She saw herself in the hares and the foxes, and knowing that this world was a world of, like, sacrifice and pain, offered up some of herself to make the struggles of this world's other beings more bearable. And she hoped that, sort of, by sharing the perspective of an ant with us, we could come to understand her perspective a little bit more. She's really nice. I love her a lot. But she also told us of her plans and her sort of feelings for the oncoming, moot and, like, danger of humanity, where she said pretty much she didn't think humanity could be stopped, or rather, she didn't even consider stopping humanity. The only thing there was to do was either run away and leave the Earth behind to their sort of for them to inherit it, or to attempt to coexist alongside them in some fashion. Oh, thank you for the subscription, Fire Mountain. It's very much appreciated, and welcome. But she didn't really... Yes, more dragons. Well, Here's one, and I'm sure we'll see more later. At the very least, we'll see one who we haven't seen before. All Mother's plan, or at least her goal in the sort of face of humanity, is to attempt to coexist alongside them in a form that can, which, well... Oh, there's actually commentary about these, about the characters. I'd like to read this one. I didn't realize this was here. Despite the name, All-Mother is not necessarily female. It has taken on the name because it sees all life as connected to itself and worthy of nurturing and protection, like a mammalian mother. Having lost its entire clan, it's adopted all as its beloved family. The character of All-Mother was partially inspired by Guan Yin/canon, the East Asian version of the Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara. Angie's artwork here is amazing. Yeah, it is amazing, isn't it? Oh my gosh. But this is, I believe Ludwig is either the writer or I think like the writer/director of this story. For context, yeah. Oh my gosh, though. I think that All-Mother's perspective of, like, humanity cannot be stopped, so we simply must exist, like, with it, even in its, like, pained sort of form, disconnected from each other and from the natural world around them, even as they destroy it, even as they hurt, like, the world and each other. It entirely makes sense for her to say, but it's tragic too. I think on some level she hopes, at least I get the sense she hopes that, like, whatever pain she endures, whatever pain dragonkind endures, maybe one day humanity will, like, learn to love too. But, I mean, I think that's a rather kind hope to have, but perhaps it's a bit more faith in humanity than I would give. That's her plan, at least. There are 2 other Elder Dragons that I understand to be showing up at the moot, though I'm not certain if it's, I think there might be more than them. The other 2 are Darktooth, who we all know, and Many Times Burned, who has not shown up yet, and I'm curious what the 2 of them have in mind. There were also some segments here. The Human Homestead, the Skirmish, the Sacrifice, where in the lands to the north, we were able to learn a little bit about, to learn a bit more about humanity, even though it doesn't necessarily come with, like, as far as I can tell, any sort of, like, mechanical benefit or anything like that to the game. It's Genius, our dragon, was able to get a sort of fuller perspective on humanity, mostly kind of painful and tragic, but in their extrapolation, they were able to discern some interesting things about humanity. Like that humans wear clothes because they want to be beasts. Prior to around 500 BCE, human religion from one end of the world to the other was based on the sacrifice of living beings. Obviously, if you want a god to notice and help you, you have to give them something in exchange for their favor. Sacrificing the animal was intended to send it to the gods' world. What I find extraordinary is that this worldwide practice ended rather quickly as a majority phenomenon, given how ubiquitous it was. If the ancients attended a modern religious service, they would ask, "Where's the sacrifice? No wonder you don't get miracles from your god. You're asking them to work for free. I'd ignore you too." Genius got away with murder last time? Oh, really? Who did they kill? There were... They killed some humans, right? Yeah, the hunter. That's right. That's right. You know... As for where we are in the game right now, so we're in part 3, about halfway through. I think we'll probably be able to finish this and see an ending tonight. If, 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 if we don't die. I think we are on our last life, so it is very possible that we could get killed here, and that Genius will die. I really hope that's not the case, but I'll do my best to avoid that. Genius must live. They've grown so far. So, some remaining cards are defeat the Master of the Empire of Reeds, the Master of the Skyward Reach. Also, enter the sacred space of the No-Tails. Help a wise tailless complete its masterpiece. Reach the bottom of the Fire Mountain. And meet All-Mother. So I'm not quite sure what all of these are exactly, but... There is one thing I wanted to do, one thing that I didn't mention here yet. Last time, this was actually really significant. There is a sort of... We went to the Spirit Wood right here, after raising all of our stats high enough, and we met with the sort of spirit of the Spirit Wood, who presented us like a choice of 3 gifts depending on the path that we wanted to follow. Like whether we wanted to follow the path of like survival or compassion or wisdom. And then there was an option like, I don't want to follow any of those. And I felt like being a little bit contrarian, so I chose that one. But I was also really... I have been curious about like what lies beyond those paths, and I wanted to see like what was possible. And then the spirit called me like a contrarian doofus, and not in those words, and was like, hey, you know, you're not gonna get anything if you just reject all of these gifts. You know, you have to choose one of the 3 paths. And Genius was like, I'll choose my own path. And they were like, okay, cool. Here's how you get the secret 4th ending. You need to get all the tarot cards and also collect 3 numbers from these, like, various places throughout the world. And this is kind of, like, as I understand it, beyond the 3 endings that we can see at the end of this clock, there's a 4th hidden, like, probably at the door itself in the Spirit Wood. If we can get all the tarot cards and the 3 numbers hidden throughout. It turned out that there was actually a number hidden in the words of the Weavers from very, very early in the story. They spoke in Braille, but I took screenshots, of course, and I translated them, and they had all sorts of secrets to share, including one of the 3 numbers necessary to open the door. However, as for the remaining two, there's one that I think might be tied to, there was like a summary that the spirit gave of like where to find them. One was from the Weavers. I think one was from the crystal that our mother swallowed. And then the last one, I think, had something to do with a silver rod. So there might be something we can do with this, and like while we have it, I'd like to see if there's anything in this sort of last half a month that we can do to use this rod. Screenshotable secrets game. This is a screenshotable secrets game. For what it's worth, I'd like to ask you all how you feel about this. But I've been playing this game for a while, and its secrets seem pretty deep. And it's a magical enough game that I'm honestly a little bit inclined to say, like, that next week, or like at least whenever I've like finished with this sort of playthrough of the game, once we like see the credits and everything, I was thinking that I might like to, like with Armored Core 6, start playing a new game, because I have plenty of games that I'd like to play, but also I feel like in a game like this where the final puzzle is like so deeply locked away and hidden, I'm almost a little bit tempted to save it and say, if you'd like to see it, then download the game and, you know, try to reach it yourself. But I'm not really sure. How do you all feel about that? I was thinking about playing Touhou and Mushroom Musume sometime soon, and it feels a little tricky to do 2 games at once these days, so I would like a chance to get to them, but I am also really enjoying sharing the story with you all a lot. When you did Void Stranger Walk Along? Yeah, that's right. You did play some of that. You sort of felt like, oh, I don't want to like spoil everything so that like somebody can find their own things themselves. And Atelier Zeno, oh great! I'm glad you're playing it. I'm really, really excited for it. I only heard about it like the day that it came out, but thanks to Tristy, I think. But yeah, not giving away the big final puzzle, for sure. I feel you, especially with Void Stranger. That's a very nice thing to keep secret. But yeah, I'm excited. I want to play Mushroom Musume, and I'd like to, after going to Touhou Fest, I'd like to play some Touhou, so either way. Whatever the case, we'll have plenty more stories to share. I think for now, though, in this playthrough, in Genius's life here, in this stream, I would like to try to search for a way to use the silver rod, though I have no idea where it could be. Where it would be used, if anywhere. But I would also like to interact with everyone up here, to explore the land of the humans a little more thoroughly, even though it is dangerous. I'm a bit reluctant to fight other dragons just because our stats are... we're on like 7 and 8, but they could still be higher, so... I'd like to investigate this treasure area just to see what's here, because this is the only sort of spot in like the void-colored area of the map. And that makes me really curious about it. Like, does doing something on this treasure screen like lead to being able to explore the rest of the area, I wonder? Leisure flight brings you over a forested hill, one among infinite piers in the Great Green. There's nothing at all special about it, except it is empty. There are no beasts of any kind, on or near it. Not even tiny beings have left any scent traces here. The trees and plants are thriving, but they are alone. This clean smell. The sound of only the wind in the trees. No, wait. There's another sound. Something mouthless is screaming. Screaming hopelessly into the dead air. This anti-song is powerful indeed and hateful in the extreme, but you are patient and have endured much. Other beasts may flee, but you are different. Reaching deep within yourself, you summon the essence of Earth, which stands unmoved against all. You are a rock, a simple stone. You have no flesh, no ears. You cannot be harmed by this. There, yes. Through sheer force of will, you've nearly deadened yourself to the world of sound. But you should move quickly. Maintaining this level of focus, of denial, for long would be dangerous, if even possible. What is this? This is what is killing the air with that noise. It seems to be made out of shinestone, though of no familiar kind. Most of it is buried under the hillside, but just how large it really is cannot be discerned. I wonder... There is a triangular hole large enough for a tailless or a kin hatchling to fit through, and a few points of blinking color on the sheer silver flank. No obvious way for a being as great as yourself to enter it seems to exist. I don't really think we could likely get into here as a hatchling. This is outside the territory. We cannot rip the thing open with our claws and jaws. Welcome, Erica. Welcome, Silver Changeling. Hope you are well. How have you been? We are in our potentially last stream of Golden Treasure, of Genius's life. If Genius can survive, which I'm hoping they will. Examine the colored lights. This one is like a skill check, and we will fail it, which is a little bit concerning. I wonder if the lights will try to hypnotize us. Try to squeeze in through the hole. Oh, we're actually... Genius is... So for what it's worth at this point in time, Genius seems to be most strongly aligned with the water element. They're fluid, flowing, ever-changing, and yet at the same time, they're also quiet, stable, sturdy. They're working on fire and air. But it looks as though we might actually be able to get inside. That hole is simply too small for an adult kin. Or is it? You're strong in the way of water. Your body is more fluid and flexible than most. It requires you to dislocate certain joints and to bend in ways few would believe possible, but you are equal to the task. Soon, you've passed through the guts of whatever this is and emerge into its strange core. Whoa! Wow, wow, wow! Welcome, Tristy. And, I see. It's hot up there, too. I'm sorry to hear that the job search things have been tiring. It's really... Searching for a job is painful. You should give up on jobs, and come to the forest and hang out with me instead. This place looks beautiful. Though you may outlive Earth herself, you would not be able to properly describe this place to one who had not smelled it for themselves. What is this? This looks like... Archinelico, too. Whenever I see concentric circles like this, I think that's what I'm gonna think of from now on. Light, shape, and texture are fornicating brazenly everywhere you look. That's a very nice way of describing it. The scents here have no analog of which you're aware. Only one thing is certain. You are absolutely not meant to find this. The thought is both chilling and electrifying. It's fun thinking about how whoever built this place had, like, how do I put it? They just left this place, like, open to the air and just played a really annoying noise so that nobody would want to come check it out. Like, I think that's pretty impressive. It's a nice way of hiding something. Okay, examine the area. Take what you can from here as treasure. Try inserting the silver rod artifact into one of the openings. Okay, I need to do this. With just a little pressure, the hole swallows the rod completely. I think anything else we can do here, most of all, I would like to do anything that we can do whatsoever with the silver rod in hopes that it leads somewhere interesting. Just when you're thinking you may have lost a perfectly good artifact to curiosity, it pops back out again. It is somehow different than before. Jagged light now dances along its length. Oh, there we go! Perfect! Alright, alright. The awakened silver rod. It is awake, and babbling circuloid luminosities. It's babbling. Alright, can we do anything with it? Is it just like we got the funny sci-fi rod? That's cool too. Well, I figure that if we have a use for it, I might need to look around and try to find a use for it. Zap our enemies with the silver rod. You know, it could be a zap our enemies with the silver rod kind of thing. Any attempt to break this riot against normalcy into something sensible is just that, an attempt. Color and light are shunted and pooled here and there in a variety of shapes and blisters. Some move or detach at a light touch, while some resist any and all force. The horrid keening noise is gone, replaced by something less atrocious, though no more recognizable in its meaning or purpose. Some of the surfaces, if one may call them such, have circular holes in them, deeper than a claw but less deep than your tongue. I have a feeling that if we try to take anything from here as treasure, it'll cause problems. I figure this place probably doesn't want to be taken from, but I want to see what happens if we do it anyway. A few small objects can be detached and are rare and beautiful enough to be added to your trove on their own merits. In the process of determining which can and cannot be separated, you accidentally activate some kind of mechanism. Well, maybe I did something bad. And trigger a shinefall of small golden discs. They're spraying everywhere. What are they? They have small holes in the center and reflect rainbow colors. In any case, they constitute a mountain of treasure and smell perfectly amazing. This discovery alone has made the risk more than worthwhile. Alright, I'm out. Indeed, your mind is hungry for something it can actually comprehend. The gentle order of the Great Green is a relief after such an experience. Genius has acquired DVDs. That's what I thought of too. Genius is going to put these in their cave. What is this? One sun, you hear the crashing death scream of one of the forest guardians, a mighty tree which has stood for turnings beyond counting near the boundary of the Great Green. It was not at all rotten or diseased, and as you cannot imagine why it would fall, you decide to investigate. Doing so reveals a strange truth. The no-tails are murdering trees. Murder, a new idea which now comes to you, standing for destruction without defense or consumption. A cold thing, where new strength and life does not come afterwards, but only a hollow space. One by one, holding Shinestone Void envoys in their forepaws, you watch the no-tails destroy healthy tree after healthy tree. Perversely, they ignore the old and brittle ones who cry out to be harvested, and take only the vibrant, the unappointed. When they have murdered as many as their enslaved grazers can haul away, they depart. You approach the root-sprawling foot of a proud and generous tree you knew well, which is all the no-tails have left of it. It was home to many tiny and small beings, and a beautiful being in its own right, sprouting from the earth and slowly, slowly building a righteous empire of flesh ever sunward, stretching, reaching for the light. Now, that centuries-old empire has been felled in mere moments. Silently the stump screams, attempting in vain to understand its demise, calling out desperate questions with its fading soul. You know it will take many suns for its suffering to end, and for it to attain true quiet. The sweet, sweet scent of its sticky, slow-flowing blood dances morbidly on your tongue. A sickness and a rage builds within your core, echoing through your essence. No being eats trees, and the trees were not threatening the no-tails at all. Your voice joins that of the bereft stumps left behind. Why? You soon learn that the incident is not isolated. Regularly, the no-tails come to the boundary of the Great Green and murder the trees, taking their bodies away to their hive in an unknown fate. What will you do? Well, you can frighten them away. I'm going to attempt to frighten them away, at least. You flow across the ground, belching fire and snapping your jaws. Seeing the shadow of destruction in your sharp, sharp eyes, they flee in terror. The green is safe once again, and you may turn to other matters. Oh wow, that was a lot of treasure. Okay, spend a sun researching the awakened silver rod. That's perfect. So there was something to learn about it. What is this? A turn of a foot, a twist of a long, graceful neck. A brush, light, a feather on feather. A leap away, but then a turn in midair as they are brought back together by a power sacred and mysterious. The great spear striders are dancing, splendid among the brave first flowers, and the last shimmering frosts. Their dance heralds the beginning. The time of creation is nigh. Alright. Sweetly, sweetly it burns within you. It is the future, possibility, life itself, and it demands to be made manifest. The call is spreading slowly, like tree roots through your core. You can resist it if you choose, but the spark of infinity, which is your essence, wishes to take on a new form, and only through you may it do so. I think Genius is horny. I think Genius wants to have dragon sex. In accordance with your trove and reputation among the kin, you may receive visitors who are interested in performing the sacred dance which begets life with you, or you may seize the initiative and visit nearby Drak yourself. I see, so it's like that. Alright, Dragon Yuri? Some may wish to test or challenge you to determine your worthiness, and you too have the right to demand proof of them. It is absolutely imperative that you choose wisely, however. The very future of the kin hangs in the balance. As this is your first time of creation, and you're still very young, more powerful or older kin will almost certainly not offer themselves or accept your advances. Indeed, most kin do not successfully create at all in their first time. But you are not most kin. Interesting, interesting. Incredible as it may seem, the patterns are instructions for reaching other Earths and suns impossibly far away. One would have to conquer the void itself to make use of it, but to such a one the worth might be incalculable. Interesting. I wonder if Darktooth... Well, Darktooth might not... I wonder if Darktooth trusted us to awaken this rod, if they couldn't do it themselves. A dragon interested in traveling through space. They took a meteorite from you. You know, I forgot about that. That's true. That's very interesting. I wonder if we might see them again. What is this? This is probably the symbol of dragon romance. Well, I don't really feel like doing dragon romance right now. I think I want to go spend some time with some humans after their disgusting display, their attack on the Great Green. Oh, but maybe I should... Okay, you all actually seem pretty excited about dragon sex. Yeah, where's... I don't know if there are any space dragons around here. This is a dragon of the Land of Reeds, and this is one of the Great Green, maybe? Hey! That's a toucan. At last, my quest ends. Praise be to the Rainbow One, whose music is true and whose being is perfection. Who are you talking about? A rather strange feather beast with a massive face horn has arrived in your territory and called you forth. It grunts pleasingly like a tusk snort, and rejoices at the sight of you. Chosen One, desire of my deity, I come with rapturous news. I am a sworn servant of the feathered thunder, the enlightened master, the fabulous, marvelous, transcendent, magnificent rising flower of earth open to beautiful maturity. I think I know who this is. Apparently, it represents Bloom, the beast-festooned kin whom you defeated in adolescence. My wondrous patron has sent me on a quest of many moons to find the one who so skillfully defeated it turnings ago. Yes, the truth is known to me. I am most trusted of the Great One's servants, and privy to its secrets. Since being thwarted here, the Illuminated One has risen to fame and power in a far distant land across the Great Blue. There it secured the loyalty of my people, the Sunbills, and many others through adventures and acts of wisdom too many to mention. And yet, the Perfect One has not forgotten your power and ingenuity, genius. Rejoice greatly, for it wishes to become one with you in the dance of creation. Will you allow destiny to progress by receiving the Great One in your territory and herring its case for a dance? There is but one correct answer, of course, but your kin and your great way is mysterious. You know, I'm a little bit curious, actually. Bloom is really funny. I'm going to ask about the messenger's impressive face horn, because it's very beautiful. Magnificent, is it not? With it, I smite my foes in battle, pluck sweet fruits from the grandest trees, project my voice far, and regulate my body's temperature. It was made of a crystallized sunbeam and given to my people by the spirit of the green, after we'd lost our short beaks in battle with a demon. Honestly, I kind of like Bloom. That's just my opinion. But more than that, it would feel a little bit unfortunate to just go for the first dragon who wanted to have sex with us, but like, I'd like to at least learn more about Bloom. It is said that this is the heart of the Great Green, and indeed I sense the spirit's presence here. But the Great Green has many hearts, and of them all my homeland is the greatest, most powerful and fragile in its intricacies. There, trees like mountains grow, holding separate worlds in their lower, middle, and upper reaches. The breath of the world flows from them, and a mighty river, the mightiest on earth, winds through it, twisting about itself and dancing to the sea. The Great One's subjects, inhabitants of the warm heart, are colorful beyond all others. Indeed, in this cold-ward land, most of the creatures seem to be brown. Already I miss the vivid reds, yellows, and blues of the good beasts of home. Sure. A wise question. Bloom's wealth. I come prepared to sing of the greatest treasures owned by my wondrous overlord. Even now it slumbers upon a mountain of silver, festooned with amethyst and emeralds. The quantity is beyond the capability of any non-Drakh to number. Crystal itself seems to favor the master, and vice versa. It possesses a collection of 24 curious objects made from clear crystal, ranging from flowers to a tailless skull, which it obtained by an adventure most daring. It has defeated 3 rivals to hold the blessed land and is now unchallenged. Fathom, Elder of the Kin, has prophesied that my dear overlord shall be remembered in far times as the rainbow-feathered serpent who brought order and peace to Earth's sacred lung, and Great Allmother has taught it a secret which it holds close. Quetzalcoatl? Of all its treasures, however, the loyalty and devotion of every good beast for long flights in all directions is most dear to it. It's been known to inconvenience yourself for the good of peoples even too small to see. Okay, well, it's pretty nice. So, the Great One loves life, and life loves the Great One. One day, it shall be an elder of the kin. So it has been sung, and so we believe. Praise to the Hierarch, who orders our bodies in essence alike, even as it partakes of our flesh. Interesting. Even as it partakes of our flesh. That's rough. And yet... You know? I wouldn't mind asking for a token of its worthiness. If we can't, we might as well. Yes, the Great One knew that you would demand such, as is your right. It has promised a token if you will agree to meet with it, and that token is I. My flesh is yours to consume, if you desire. I offer myself to you. There are many adventures, many acts of service, which I still wish to experience, and my love, my nestmate, now sits upon our first clutch of eggs. But I am loyal to the Great One, and accept my destiny. For what is the body of a mere feather beast to the sacred desire of a Drakkin? Surely all kin wish for servants as loyal and brave as this one, which has crossed the Great Blue in its search for you. No kin has ever tasted the flesh of such a feather beast on this side of the blue, however. How will it taste, you wonder? Its feathers and bill will also look beautiful in your trove. Genius is not eating this sweetie bird. The messenger is awed by your mercy and wisdom, shocked into brief silence before bursting forth. See... Welcome, Marielle. We are meeting with Bloom, yeah. I was hoping we could say, well, if Bloom gave you to you as a as an offering, if Bloom gave you to me as an offering, I don't want to kill you, but I'd like you to be my friend. Please ride around on my head and boast of my greatness. Genius just started sort of exploring tonight, Marielle. They found a, how do I put it? They found a hole in the mountainside that led them to a strange alien place where they awakened the silver rod that Darktooth gave us last time. I'm still not sure what we can do with this rod, other than that it seems to be some kind of cosmic map. Um, but that was pretty much it. We also encountered some humans, like, chopping down trees. But as for now, we just sort of saw the start of the season of creation, and we're getting to it. Praise be to the mighty flowering one. I may now return completely successful, and will surely receive many blessings. Therefore I bless you, generous kin, and hope that your land and trove shall swell without end, except that it should not encompass my holy master's lands. May you be many times blessed, chosen of the great sky serpent. It wings away, but leaves behind a rather beautiful stone worth several shiny things as thanks. You may expect a visit from Bloom quite soon. I wouldn't mind doing Yuri with the flower dragon. I think that would be pretty nice, personally. Oh, these ones again. The ignoble tree slayers have returned. I chased them away last time, and they're back. This time, 2 warriors of their kind sporting Shinestone second skins and long, sharp false fangs are keeping a close watch over the proceedings. It would seem that the tailless are rather bent on continuing this behavior. You could, of course, simply allow them their desire. I could simply allow them to, destroy the Great Green. But this is happening increasingly often, and with each fallen tree your territory shrinks. The good beasts which you hunt, having less space, may also grow fewer in time. What will you do? You know, this might lead to more problems later because humans are stupid and love to get into wars, um, when they could just not do that. But I think I'm gonna kill them. Intuition. You can know what element an opponent will use next. That's dangerous, but it's a little bit tempting. Ooh. They won that conflict, but that's fine. I'll just use that again. Interesting. You can do, like, there's a berserk move. I'll just incinerate them. Hiding behind stone skins was not enough to save these interlopers from the flames of your wrath. The others flee and do not return. Your territory is safe once again, though surely the No-Tails will remember this defeat. For now, though, You may feel proud in having fulfilled your duty as the living thing of the green. You know, that could cause issues with, like, exploring later, maybe. But that's fine, I think. I fired my warning shot, they didn't listen. So they get the fang. Anyway. I wonder... Okay, what happens if we, like, try to get to know another dragon, though? Like a second one? Whoa! Pretty. A long-feathered kin has appeared at the edge of your territory. It calls to you urgently and passionately, as if it is in pain every moment it's separated from you, though you have not seen it before. The look in their eyes is rather, it's something. I am the singer of songs, the weaver of tales, the shatterer of hollow traditions. I am the bringer of new truths, the one who dares, the far-reaching voice. From the stars' deep sky I tumble, drawn inexorably down, by one whose beauty has ensnared my soul, arrested my essence. Unbidden, all my songs turn to cries of longing for you, all my sacred stories to tales of passion. For you are already within me, calling me, dominating me. I can stand it no longer. I am your territory, and my heart is your domain. Let us become one in truth. I see your body, I smell your delicious fragrance, and I am bound, yes, even I, most free of the kin, and become your property. Do not torture me, my destiny. Let us dance. They're so horny. Oh my god. Very sexy, very horny. I promise you a dance which you shall sing of for 1,000 turnings. For to create with one such as you is beyond all petty things which the kin long for, more than glory and fame, yes, even treasure. You are the true golden treasure. The golden treasure was us all along? How will you address Bard, the singer of songs? One who inhabits the very heart of the green at so tender an age. Who is like unto you? Who can compare to you? To one who sees potential and not the already old present. You are like a beacon of desire, and I am drawn, moth-like, to you. I have heard songs of you from afar, and songs of you I have sung to others. You are my fantasy. My fantasy. They really are power bottoming like no other. All corners of Earth's broad body have I beheld. From her red-robed depths to her ice-clad heights, I have been declared monarch by the butterflies, emperor by the flightless feather beasts who march the frozen plains. I've saved entire peoples by preserving their songs, singing them after silence, and I've doomed others by changing and erasing their sacred tales. I see a dragon like this and I want to torment them with riddles. In the dreaming, I inhabit a blue crystal lair like unto many mountains melted together. I think, like, asking somebody about their achievements and them telling you about their, like, beautiful mind palace where they go to, like, dream at night is actually... I actually think that's really cool. I actually, like, respect them a lot more for that. The world of my imagination is so beautiful. Do you want to hear about it? Am I not worthy, mighty keeper of the spirit? See, the thing is, like... But Bard has nothing to say about its actual territory, and coyly refuses to answer questions about it. This Bard is broke. Not that I blame them, but... While feeling my fluid way through the grate below, I came across a hive of delvers. But no craven am I. I blasted their hollowings with fire. sang out a song of challenge. Fearing me as the end of time, the Delvers brought their salvation with a shining jewel, thick as a fang, honed in mathematics glorious and curious. Such is my finest treasure, glinting still with victory and bile within me. Bard proceeds to cough up a very large and beautiful emerald cut into 35 facets. It's quite radiant, and Bard wisely swallows it quickly again before the urge to take it rises too high in you. And yet, it is only one treasure, and Bard can show you no others. Bard opens its mouth and lets forth a beautiful song of praise. I am light, and you the horizon. How my body and essence reach for you. I see all the glorious arc in your feathers. I see my own eyes reflected in your scales. Your teeth are sharp and your tail broad. Can it be so? Do I see truth or but an illusion of beauty? You are the apex of time, the sweetest fruit of sun and earth's joining. Turn me not away, or my desire will consume me and leave me a husk, a broken shell on the shores of the one song. The song echoes from the nearby hills, and a warmth seems to be spreading through you. Never have you seemed so glorious in the mouth of another. But an insubstantial song of praise is not a thing you can add to your trove. You know, I kind of... How many dragons has Bard worked this bit on? I feel like it probably hasn't worked before, if I had to guess. Ain't no other dragon accepting this bit instead of a treasure. I think I'm gonna reject Bard because it might be kind of funny. You lit out a blast of fire at Bard, the traditional indicator of rejection. Bard offers no combat, but takes to the sky and is swiftly gone. I think Bard seemed nice, but Genius isn't going to have sex with every person who's nice to them. Oh no. Oh my god. A sting in the darkness. I see. The humans have come. You awaken, fragments of your interrupted dream falling down around you. There are no strange sounds or scents, just a tiny niggling pain in your upper neck. Oh my god, Genius, get out of there. And then the cold, dripping slow, outside your throat but inside your skin, flowing down. Your core is turning to ice. You can barely feel your body. Something is numbing you from within, a poison unknown. You twist, scraping your head against the wall until something falls away. A tiny claw. There's some kind of fluid on it which smells like a well-crafted insult to life. This will not stand. Creep out slowly. Uncoiling yourself, you slide forward on your belly. Attempting to shove away the rage and fear building inside of you would only make them stronger. Instead, you breathe slowly as you creep, imagining your mind being bathed in cool water. It's dark, but all of your senses are open and clear. Even so, you just barely notice that some kind of strand, like a thick piece of weaver web, has been laid across your lair entrance at a fang's height above the ground. Slowly and carefully you step over it, arching your back so that your belly does not disturb it. Once you're well out of the way, you trip it with your tail. It is some kind of horror arm made of severed, sharp-twisted tree flesh. Had you not been moving with water's own clarity and grace, those awful claws would be embedded in you. The green is alive with the usual sounds, the singing of tiny beings, leaves brushing against each other gently in the breeze. Your enemy must be very skilled to tread the delicate surface of night without disturbing it. The moon is thin and veiled. Your eyes will be of limited use. You flick your tongue out, tasting the wind. Small traces of tree tail and various small feather beasts linger in the air from suntime, and you can taste a few very tiny beings of the night, laced with a bit of shrieker drifting down. A denser smell. The tang of a great lumberer. That is no surprise. They often amble about in the darkness, hunting resting wood striders and smaller night beasts. And then it hits you, borne on a gust coming up from warmwards. No tail, At least one of the tailless is nearby. Absolutely nothing else smells like that. But there is an even more interesting zest. The scent of a kin. Certainly, that would be the biggest threat. This must be investigated. I have a bad feeling about this. I don't know that... I mean, it would be very interesting to find... They could be working with a dragon. That was my thought at first, Silver Changeling, but it feels a little hard to imagine a dragon willingly working with them to, like, poison you, you know? Like, if a dragon is, like... it's hard to imagine why a dragon would do that unless they were trying to take our territory, but if that were the case, then, like... It's hard to imagine them, like, working with the no-tails. My fear is that if we follow the Kinspore, it might either be a trap, or the dragon might be, like, dead as, like, bait, you know? So, I'm going to follow the human. The source of the other scent rests here at the end of this ravine. By the smell, at least one tailless lies in wait. As you approach, a sudden stampede of stones charges down the slopes from you from both sides. A trap, and mighty enough to cripple or even destroy you. Can anything be done? With an entire great stone? A young kin such as you? It's easy. Summoning all of your deep rage at this cowardly attack, the strength of all your inner fire, you seize the largest stone and use it to shield yourself from its brethren. Your limbs burn, but you've decided that you will not perish here. You will show your enemy, whatever it is, exactly what it means to threaten one of the true children of above and below. You've done it. For one so young to have accomplished such a feat of strength is almost unheard of, but you've done it. Genius has been working out at the library. Casting your stone shield aside, you discover a heavily soiled piece of tailless second skins at the end of the ravine. It was nothing but a decoy. Those menaces. Only another kin could be so clever. You know where to search next. Making your way closer to the source of the kin scent, you descend into a heavily wooded dell. The trees crowd around, anxious to bear witness to your vengeance, no doubt. From the scent, it is an emerald kin, and hiding just inside this rather undignified hole. Your approach has been very quiet, and from downwind, of course. This feels like... A dragon strong enough to fight us would not... They would not live in such a crummy den, I think. That scent, you've encountered it before, turnings and turnings ago. It is... Blair. The young kin who was first to challenge you after you won your stewardship over the Spirit Wood, that is its scent, there's no mistake. That cannot be. Blair was never heard of again after that, and either met its end or found a home so far away that not even a rumor of it reached you. The scent is a little too clean, nor is there any trace of the heavier scents that would be left behind if a kin squeezed itself into this hole recently. Also, hiding in a hole entrapping one's lair is distinctively un-Flair-like. That simple-minded bombastic kin was never one for subtlety. This is a trap. How your energy obtains something with Flair's scent on it is unknown, but it does not matter. There is no Drakkin here. Both of the obvious clues led to traps, which leaves you with only one possibility. There was only one other scent. It is a great lumberer, and yet not a great lumberer. The scent is that of a greater good beast, but it does not move like one at all. Before you can react, it flings a web of woven plant fibers over you. You can still fight, but flight and escape are now impossible. Only by destroying this Naughta Lumberer will you end the terror of this night of destruction. A dance most grim begins. Oh, this thing looks horrible. Its precious essence at stake, the mysterious creature now faces you in the dance of destruction. You cannot retreat from this fight. Stand with pride and fight with honor. A bit like the Revenant from Part 2. The way it's rendered, yeah, definitely. Let's get him with the bite. Oh. We got them with venom. Your enemy sings song of praise and calm into your mind. That's really interesting. It's possible that our fire mastery... Yeah, our fire mastery became quite a bit weaker. Which makes me think they might follow up with an air attack, so we should probably counter with either earth or air. I'll negate air. You call on the power of earth to banish air from the dance. And now, I can use water a little more safely. You have won. The threat is over. You will live to see sun again. It was a tailless all along. All of the traps, all of the suffering came from a simple no-tail. It even went so far as to bathe in the essence of a great lumberer and wear its skin so that you would not suspect its true identity. Doubtless, your recent actions against the no-tails caused this. It was their revenge. No matter, this wretched Naughta beast dared to make a mighty kin its prey. It is now helpless before you, and too badly wounded to survive. Its eyes, however, show no fear, nor even hatred. If anything, its look is one of acceptance and regret. Respect. You can only hope you never have the ill fortune of facing such a clever and strong-souled enemy again as long as you live. If only that you had the power to heal wounds. It's interesting that we get the power to heal wounds, or like that it's possible for a dragon to get such a power. And also, this seems useful to do. You focus on its eyes, burrowing into them in search of the mind behind them. It's strange and heavily veiled in darkness and otherism, but at last you find it, and begin to imprint it with your song, swaying your body. You have succeeded. The mighty Drakkin you pursued is no more. You have succeeded. Your people no longer hunt the Drak of the Spiritwood. You have succeeded. It takes quite a long time, as the tailless's mind is very, very strong, but eventually it forgets the truth and believes what you continually force it to picture. The Drakkin which enraged its people is destroyed, it believes, and there is no further need to enter the Spiritwood. You carry it out of the green and into the tailless infected lands. It will probably perish in a matter of suns, but it should live long enough to pass on the deceptive message to others of its kind. Judging by the fact that no other seed come to destroy you for a long time after that, it seems to have worked. I wouldn't have minded eating that human, but I would like to explore their lands a little bit further, and I think it would be a pain if I had to deal with them, you know? Harry's note. That was my rationalization. You don't have to believe it. Yeah, the hunter was definitely very clever. It makes me... They seemed kind of nice, honestly. The fact that they did so much to understand the Dratkin makes me respect them a little more, you know? Okay. We are pretty hungry, so let's find something to eat. We've already maxed out Tusk Snort. I think we've already maxed out Woodstrider. And of these others, we've maxed out the Plains Runners as well, and the Hillback. The Hillback is delicious, so I'm a little bit inclined to go for them. I mean, they're huge. They should fill us up for a while. It'll take longer for our scent to reach them. Yeah, that healed like half of our hunger bar. A massive fur beast smelling of the meadows, and a moderately sized fur beast with a predator's scent. What do you think these two are? I'm not sure what the massive fur beast smelling of the meadows would be, but I feel like they might be someone who we haven't reached yet. Oh, it's just a plains runner. Alright, whatever. Alright, well, our hunger's maxed out, so... or our energy, whatever. So I think we're fine here. The blaze tail, that's interesting. Have we not fully researched the blaze tail? No, we have. Yeah, we don't learn anything new about them, so... I'm a little curious about that halo above their head, but it looks like a normal one, so... Wow! Hey, hello! You... I feel you. The heat, the light, the burning. Come to the Fire Mountain, the fourth lair. Be prepared to triumph and gain much. Be prepared to perish and lose all. Oh. When you awaken, you somehow have knowledge of an island, far and yet near, where the Elder of Fire awaits. Even to dream of it filled you with pain and smoky hot ambition. Dare you answer such a call? I will answer such a call. Oh, interesting. A secret island. And on this island... You are exhausted and cold by the end of the long sky path which has brought you here. The chill, though stubborn, is wiped away by the smell of earth, fire, air, and crystal water coming together. A glowing taste fills the nearby clouds. This is the territory claimed by Many Times Burned, paragon of the Drakkin people. The tales surrounding that elder are many. Some say that its body was burned to charcoal in the core of the world, its bones bursting and red cracked, but that its mind was so strong that it knit itself back together again, though the pain of the exploding moment never receded. Others say that its mind was torn from it by circumstances too outrageous to understand, that its essence was so mighty that it was able to survive through sheer force of will. No one dares to claim that its essence is what was broken and incinerated by reality. That would either be a blasphemous falsehood, or, if true, too horrible to consider. Landing on the mountain, you roar out a song of annunciation. Hardly any time at all passes before you are greeted by a strange bear tail, its essence a lurid blaze even against the heat. 3 and 3 make 6, 9, 1 and 0. If "and" is interpreted differently. Hey, is this like a... Those are numbers. I'm gonna write these down for a second. Just in case that's something. Volcano villain lair. Yeah, I think this is just like, you know, if you apply like different mathematical whatevers to it. So this little rat is doing math for some reason. By the enlightened mind I bear, be welcome, mighty kin, in the name of the undying master. This one is never ever envoy of the sun shadow, the pulled together and apart, the many times burned. It's many times burned! I wanted to reach them so much! Is the fourth lair of the master not beautiful? Behold, Earth reaches out for the great above through her burning essence. Is it sun that she yearns to become with, or the void? One wonders. You are expected below. The way is steep. Take care not to harm your magnificent body. Yet. I like many times burns vibes a whole lot. Deep in the heart of a volcano. Don't hurt your beautiful body too badly. That'll come soon enough. Never ever leads you to a place where the air itself seems to be constantly melting. Though you are kin, one who bears a fragment of sun's fire within, you're nonetheless uncomfortably hot. That a bear tail is able to survive here at all is astonishing. Far down, you can make out a shape within the essence of Earth herself. It's so huge that at first you mistake it for a dark hill amidst the radiance, but no. Behold our master imperishable. Even the Great Mother's own blazing belly juices can no longer dissolve its hallowed body. Oh my gosh, are they just sitting in the lava? And behold the proving pit, fourth lair of the paragon of fire. Know this, many come and few leave. We do not threaten, but only advise, great kin. Tell us, why have you come here? It's to meet Many Times Burned, of course. If you do indeed possess both the ability and the will to survive, then you will not have come in vain. However, you are not the only aspirant, great kin. Many wait in the chambers. Most have come to beg an audience with the Master. The Master's time is valuable, and the ephemeral and soon gone are unworthy of it. In its unfathomable wisdom, the Great One has created a means by which one might earn such a rare treasure, and others besides. In descending through the spiral walk, you shall encounter the beholden. Each one holds treasure of one kind or another, and will not suffer the weak to pass. If you destroy your opponent, you are entitled to his trove. Whether you seize its treasure or not, though, victory shall bring you further down. closer to the Master. Should you, young as you are, prove stronger than all others, then you shall reach the base and become worthy of the invulnerable one's attention. Be twice aware. The Master witnesses all which transpires here. Only its body sleeps. Only the body. There is no room here for shallow and false compassion. Survival reigns supreme in the pit, with wisdom a welcome guest. All of the virtues shall be as walls separating yourself from success. Though you may leave and return to continue the descent at any time, if you wish to do so during a dance of destruction, a ransom must be paid, 10 shiny things to add to your opponent's trove. Are you prepared to begin the descent? You know, we came all the way out here. I think probably, yeah, I think so. I hope that I don't get Genius killed. Welcome, great kin, to my chamber, first of them all, but for many, the last. I am unforgetting. The Eternal One has granted me the privilege of teaching those who would brave the descent, the peril of their choice. Before we dance, answer, how many limbs have I? Oh, I can see. One in body, but many in essence. Turnings beyond turnings ago. Some from among the kin sacrificed their limbs to survive the skyfall. We, the Tail Beast people, are their descendants. My people have forgotten what it was to run, to fly, to breathe out destruction upon others, to reign. Most kin saw us as fallen, degenerate, food. But the Great Burning One saw us as beautiful. We were willing to sacrifice all for the sake of survival. The Great One gifted me, greatest of warriors among my tribe, with a sliver of its eon's deep soul, and I remembered. I remembered all, and became the unforgetting. I remembered the kin essence which slept always inside me. I remembered that what was lost may be regained. Dance with me now, as one who aspires to be what you are. I yearn to become you. Show me the fire, the essence of the kin. I forgot you could click and see where another is at. It looks like we're quite stronger than them, but... Oh, Marielle says, would you like a warning if you're about to step in over your head? Yes, please let me know. Marielle, do you have any tips before I destroy myself? So normally a Deathbite Tail Beast uses water and air. This one, though, has a golden halo, which suggests that they might do something entirely different. Welcome, Marie. The snake... I wonder if there are any other tail beasts here that we can learn about. Well... Air is probably the safest to use. Interesting. Shock is something that uses... Yeah, the little wings in their aura, they remembered. They remembered that deep down they were kin once ago. And that inside their heart they still are. I think that's really beautiful. I'm not sure that I can use the, I'm not sure that I can use the sort of patterns of, the mind of Deathbite Tail Beast as reference here, honestly, because this one is a dragon, right? So they're probably different. Oh, they used air. Alright, I should have listened to myself. before I talked myself out of it. Well, it's fine. This is the power. This is the strength. It is such a rare honor to fight a true kin, within and without. I lower myself before you. You may pass. You've won the right to continue your descent. However, you may continue the dance until true destruction if you wish to take the Guardian's treasures. It seems as though Unforgetting the Mostly Tail Beast has a small pile of shiny things. They're nearly as many as you have teeth. Oh no, I'm passing through. I'm not... That dragon fought nobly, and I won't destroy them. Have you understood the lesson in flesh which is here beheld? Sacrifice. One can never achieve greatness without understanding the nature of sacrifice. If one is unwilling to abandon one's trove, one's prey, even one's own idea of oneself, then survival is impossible, and without survival, all is silence. The Tailbeast people were wise indeed to do as they did. The loss of their limbs was a small price to pay for the priceless treasure called life. Do you wish to continue the descent, O Ken? If so, I will heal some of your wounds. If not, then leave and return when you feel you are ready. A new dance awaits. Oh, two at once? This might be a pain. I am Rend. I am Bloom. Together, we are violet. Like a holy flame, the Dark Master burned away my insides. Like a great wave, the Everlasting One washed away my desires. We've been blessed. Oh, how we have been blessed. When one carries too much within, one becomes heavy and slow, weak. Hesitation, misjudgment, arrogance, kindness. You must empty yourself of them until only what is needed remains. You look heavy, so complicated, inside and out. We will fix you. We will tear away the excess. Wait a second. Rend and Bloom are violent. Hey. I see. Alright. I see what they're doing. We will make you light. Yep, it's the Blowjob Brothers. This one might be a little bit hard. I feel like, this is really nice. I like their bonded halo. The way they look like they mirror each other. I wonder whether the two of them were one once upon a time. One in body, as well as spirit. But yep, they're birds, so of course they would use air. It was nice seeing them attack together. The redolent essence of violent dances on your tongue. It still refers to violent in the singular, which is nice. Ooh. They got us, but we still made it through. You are less burdened than you appeared. So little hesitation, so few contradictions. You are clean. You are light. The singularity... I think I see what you mean. You've proven yourself to the Guardians, who now roost protectively on a small collection of shinestone and gems of various kinds. There are more than you have teeth. Did you understand, great kin? One may be two, and two may be one. That's super true. We carry many burdens within ourselves. A few we need, or we would come apart. But most clutter and cloud the water pool of the mind, the body. If there is something weighing you down, leave it behind. Then, all of your dances shall be light and graceful, true, final. Come, the next of the held awaits your generous attention. I will close your gaps, if you will seize the moment. Oh, this one looks dangerous. Essence, I smell. We must not, but it hurts. The pain, we feel total agony. No, go away. You do not want what you think you want. This was never a blessing. Curse. It was always a curse. You can still run from the fights if you need to. Yeah, I will keep that in mind. This looks like a very hard fight, but I am become a curse. The Master is a curse upon. You do not want this. It is not too late for you. Flee away, far away, now. Go away. Let's see. It seems like the others we fought shared things in common with their counterparts in terms of at least like the sort of element of attacks they were using. So it's possible that this one... I guess I don't have their attack pattern, so not very helpful. But they're strong in fire and earth, looks like, so probably Venomous Bite is reasonably safe. Yep. There we go. Oh! You reel back as you chomp into its spikes, taking moderate damage. Okay, so... that's bad news, actually. This attack, Shock, sounded like it... does damage based on air mastery that ignores armor and fire resistance. That would be nice to be able to use. Oh no. Alright, we're taking damage. Severe damage from incineration. I'll do that once again. No, no, not another one. Please, you don't deserve... nothing deserves to become this. Beg. I beg. End me. end me and fly away. Not too late for you. The anguish, torment, only wanted to be strong. Unlike the previous members of the Beholden, Agony does not seem to have a pile of treasure to call its own. A few scraps of shinestone are scattered on the floor near the bars. It seems that it has thrown away its trove. The shinestone band on its leg, however, smells very interesting. They asked for it. I might as well. Thank you. Please. Do not stop. Do not stop until... Huh. What was that? Intimidate. Okay, so that weakened Genius's air power. Oh. We're getting quite weak here, actually. I think I can do this again. I think it'll be fine. Though... Oh no, their firepower is stronger than it was before. Do we have any... Please, save me from this. As the tortured essence flees the broken body, the pain drains from Agony's eyes. The chamber is quiet at last. The flesh of your opponent is sour but bracing. The glimmering smells fascinating. Has it too been enkindled? Oh no! Is many times burn kind of fucked up, actually? That's a little bit... Oh. I don't know about this. Shall I tell an interesting story as we descend further, O guest? Once, there was a lumberer who was small and weak, as its kind reckons such things. Its prey was often stolen by others. It was never chosen as a creation partner, and it rarely knew peace. It learned to achieve victory by unorthodox means, but it continued to envy the strong, the seemingly safe, those chosen to create. And so it made the journey here. Employing all of its resources, it defeated the Beholden and arrived before the Great Master itself. Therefore, it expressed its wish to be the very strongest of its kind. The Undying One generously granted its request, enkindling it to make it one more fearsome and deadly than any others. As a final gift, the lumberer was granted the Painkiller, a shinestone brace which, when affixed, grants immense strength at the low, reasonable cost of constant pain. Despite the fact that the lumberer had specifically stated that it would pay any price to have its wish fulfilled, the pain was too much for its weak mind to cope with. It insisted on meeting the Overlord once more, this time to request that the brace be removed and its body restored to its original state. The impertinence of such an ungrateful request. Still, it was judged that the Great One would grant it another audience if it were to serve and survive as one of the Beholden, and so it was confined to a chamber. Its mind, however, continued to deteriorate under the strain of constant anguish. Eventually, everything else was burned, melted away, until only the agony was left. An amusing story, is it not? I have no doubt that a kin such as yourself would understand the lesson to be learned from it. Shall we proceed? No, I'm out of here. I'm out. I'm out. I don't want this anymore. I don't know. I don't know about this. Maybe I'll come back some other time. Oh my gosh! Your lair is suddenly a place of gathering for thousands of tiny beings. Alright, it's fairy time. These have only just become great enough to create, and many are actively engaged in their intricate dances thereof, and yet you notice that many are already going quiet, their miniature perfect essences fading away into death soon after completing their creative mission. You decide to call them sunflies, as their adulthood seems to last only one sun. As their birthers fly off to various places in the great green to birth their eggs and then die, one of their givers alights on your tail. It is exhausted and already having trouble controlling its body. It will soon lose its rhythm and go quiet forever. It sings to you with a humble, simple song. Great being, how many suns have you seen? When you reply that you've seen suns beyond counting, the ephemerid sings. Great being, I wish I could see the moon wax and wane, and taste for myself the winds of autumn, when all is sweet, colorful decay, but it is not to be. I must follow the music of my people, and leave my shell behind, flying beyond the air with my essence into forever. But teach me, before I go silent, is there more to the one song than the circle dance of destruction and creation? Have you tasted, with your tongue of thousands of days, something beyond? Something which is outside the two forces? What a beautiful creature. Oh. Okay, Mary Elfin says, for what it's worth, you are unlikely to be ready to complete it in this life. That's good to know. That's very good to know. Thank you. The final fight in there is nasty, though also very neat to see. Eat the sunfly. No, it's tiny. I wouldn't get anything out of it. I mean, that isn't very nice. It is the fuck-ass torture volcano. I'll... Maybe one day I'll try that, but probably not on stream. Okay, if I had to share one of these with this sweet dragonfly... Well, actually, no, they're not a... Are they? They're a different sort of bug, but I can't tell. I don't actually know all types of fairies, I'm afraid. I'll tell them about the power of compassion. In very gentle colors, because even your song might destroy the ephemerid, you explain all you have touched on, upon the beautiful imperishable soul of the great music, and you've seen how the many in truth are all one. You've learned to see yourself within other beings, even in the sunfly, and to share in their pain and their joy. You promised the sunfly that its life was good and right, and you blessed the sunfly in the name of the One Song, which sees the end of all worlds and yet never, never dies. The sunfly gives one last burst of song, a tiny yet perfect note of wonder and gratitude, and goes quiet. By the next evening, not one living sunfly remains. Their joy and their pain was as sweet as nectar, and bitter as ashes. But a blessed curse, and a cursed blessing, is compassion. You cannot help but think to yourself. I'm gonna take a rest. Okay, we're healed back up again. There is now, just a little bit of this period remaining. I think that the main thing that I've wanted to do... Oh, actually, why is the symbol for bloom still here? Oh, there's the stinker. Bloom has become both more impressive and more eccentric since your last battle, it seems. You do not even know to which tribe some of these good beasts belong. Oh, pretty. Tiny dragon. All of these wonderful creatures. And, of course, it looks like the chicken is still up there, as far as I can tell. They do not have the stupid zealous eyes of Bloom's former worshippers, however. It is not dogma or charlatan tree which binds them. Could it be? The splendid feather beast on Bloom's head opens its mouth, and surprisingly its voice is exactly as a mighty Drax. Greetings to the Chosen One, true scion of the great kin of old. This one is Glory's crown, faithful interpreter and mouthpiece to the fabulous, marvelous, transcendent, magnificent, rising flower of earth, open to a beautiful maturity. The honor of making the thoughts of my liege known to other kin is mine, as is the distinction of becoming a meal for the enlightened one once I've outlived my usefulness. So it is promised. This Scaly is playing Pokemon. That's right. Enjoy we, the free peoples of the great river forest, have offered our service to the one who has saved many tribes from final destruction, enlightens our minds, and liberates us from fear and want. These are the fruit of the Great One's innermost thoughts, and only its most trusted servants are allowed to be here to witness the truth. After being defeated by you, O Chosen, the opening flower now risen swore its secret mind, never to be vanquished again. A quest began, even unto the ends of blessed earth, to find the greatest power, one which can never be overcome. Elders were sought and trials undergone, labyrinths beyond imagination were attempted and conquered. At the last, the great secret revealed itself to the Great One, and wielding this secret, the supreme heart of the great over the blue was claimed as its territory. Pokemon, but instead of releasing or putting away old Pokemon into the bank, you just eat them. Oh my gosh, I guess? All of these, like, faithful followers, like, following Bloom around, knowing that one day it's going to eat them. They must believe in them very strongly, or like them very much. Even the tailless fear and respect the one they call the feathered serpent, the above and below. The heaven and earth is one, which is my master. They definitely seem like they're going for Quetzalcoatl a little bit. Is that how you pronounce their name? Now, as one keeper to another, as two youths among the ancient kin bound with a mighty destiny, victors against difficult odds, it's time to join body and essence together in the sacred dance. For this is my lord come from afar. For not once since that fateful sun long ago have you been far from the blessed mind. As the only one ever to defeat the benevolent lord, your image has been burned into its dreams. I love how we beat them so bad that they became obsessed with us. I think that's pretty good. How you've tormented my sovereign on restless nights. Your name has been sung out in frustration across the rain-blessed green, and all good beasts tremble to hear it spoken with such rage, such desire. It kind of is Yuri, isn't it? At last, the first time of creation has come to my lord, and yours as well to you. We see it as destiny, decreed by sun and earth, that you become one and bequeath both of your greatness to the future. Bloom suddenly shakes its head, and the feather beast flaps its wings, steadying itself before continuing in a more humble tone. But my beneficent lord wishes you to know that it does not claim to speak for either sun nor earth, nor to know their wills. The flower of the world does not command other good beasts by false promises. We freely chose to be bound, no matter what the future holds, for there are none like unto the Great One, He was so caring and wise. Bloom fixes you with a steady gaze. Its eyes are no longer those of a clever pretender. Its mouthpiece resumes. You are chosen to dance with the one to whom we have all given ourselves, even unto our essence, for the Mighty One has laid down such for our sake. Approach now, and let the sacred dance begin. It is time. Part of you wishes to annihilate Bloom and its followers for being so near to your lair, and another part wishes to collide with it passionately and dance until you can dance no more. Bloom seems to be feeling something similar by the lowered wings and trembling of its tail. So are they all gonna watch? That's a very good question, Erica. That's the right question to be asking here. There are many, many things here, but I think most of all, I'd really... Well, I don't need to hear it, but something that, like, I've been wondering about is, like, is there a reason why Bloom is reluctant to speak? Can Bloom not speak? If Bloom would rather not speak, then that's totally fine and I understand, but it does make me curious. There are, of course, various reasons, Chosen One. Your wealth is known to us, as is your reputation among the kin. Bloom doesn't like their voice. Yeah, you know, I can understand that. I wouldn't want them to have to say anything if they didn't want to. If they prefer the voice of a chicken, I think that's awesome. That you kept a feather from your first encounter. Actually, this is probably not the same chicken from back then. I can't tell whether it even is like a brightly colored chicken. No, it looks like a parrot, actually. I saw a little sliver of beak, but that chicken probably died of old age by now, or by being eaten. That you kept a feather from your first encounter is most fitting. When it was known that you took pride in the victory, it showed respect to the defeated. And the Transcendent One has left a shard of its own pride here in the form of that feather. It seems destined that more feathers should be shed. This time in a dance in which there is only victory for both. It is no secret that my sovereign, co-ruler of the greatest river along with its undying spirit, finds truth and beauty in works of clear crystal. Your having such a work in your trove was influential to the decision. Bloom snorts gently. Crown pauses, seems to listen for a moment, and then sings. If a certain chosen one would like to exchange the crystal flower in its possession for a small mountain of silver, they would find that no better offer is ever likely to be made. Will you make my beloved overlord, who saved my entire tribe from certain doom, joyous this day, and become rich yourself in the bargain? Oh yes, gladly. You indicate your assent, and Bloom cannot help but brush the ground with its tail several times. It is undignified, but like anger, sometimes expressions of happiness simply cannot be repressed. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. Bloom loves the crystal flower. It's nice to see that Bloom itself does express strong, like, emotion directly sometimes. Bloom is wagging its tail. They're cute. I think that made me like them a lot more. Not that I didn't like them already, but... That's an enormous amount of treasure. The great secret which Bloom seems to have found. With due respect, Chosen, the answer is all around you. If you're not clever enough to deduce it, then you cannot be wise enough to understand it. Bloom growls and tilts its head, sending the interpreter reeling. As it struggles to retain its composure, Bloom looks you in the eye, and for the first time you actually see its mind sigils. Faith is greater than fear, but love is greater than faith. That is all, and all is that. As you cautiously approach, you worry briefly that all of these beings will get in the way of the dance. But they disentangle themselves from Bloom and retreat to a safe distance. Okay, so they're not joining in. All right, good to know. Bloom allows your approach, meeting you in the center. You circle each other 3 times, breathing in the subtle, intimate details of the other's scent. And then, at last, you dance. A generation of courage and hope, sculpting destiny from tender flesh and dreams. In the green places where sun dances through towering boughs, a new flower shall sprout from good soil. That was really sweet. I liked it a lot. Oh, that's nice. You can research artifacts by asking them what they are. This is the 10th level of water mastery. Interesting. True Song of Transformation. Yeah, that's the one. I love to ask objects about themselves, too. There's so many things you can learn. I believe that we probably cannot talk to the Silver Rod because we already learned its truths. Oh, that's fucked up, actually. There is an option to use the painkiller brace. Definitely should not click on this. I am curious about these items, though. So you can spend a sun researching one of your artifacts, but it doesn't seem as though... I don't see the option to, like, ask them questions about themselves, but it seems as though, at the very least, the Awakened Silver Rod is, like... They're all just auto-researched. I see. So anything that wasn't researched before now is. That's good to know. I do wonder, it sounded as though this rod, at least as I understand it, is meant to lead to one of the 3 numbers necessary for opening the door, the dreaming door, but I haven't found a place to use it yet. There's a chance that maybe we'll find some kind of, like, dragon who has conquered the void and could make use of it, but I'm not really sure what we would do with it otherwise. There's very little time left, but given that, I think I'd like to... I mean, Genius wants to understand the humans better. Flashes of unusual color catch your skybound eye, and soon you're witnessing a remarkable event. No tales have gathered here, many of them. Some are from the nearby hive, but some are not, and yet no one seems to be alarmed at the presence of strangers in their midst. In fact, the entire affair smells like joy. The air is filled with many voices, many songs. If even half this many kin came to your land for any reason, you would be out of your mind. Why did they delight in being surrounded by so many competitors, so many possible threats? This bears investigation. Eat. No, that's not it. Joined at the pause, the tailless are prancing in a circle around a dead tree festooned with lesser plants and twisted into elemental shapes. Their feet move nimbly, crossing over each other at times. You never would have believed it if another kin told you that the no-tails could move their bodies like this. They are also singing, their song rising in unison, following a set sequence, as does their dance. Obviously, they're skilled in memory and communication if they're able to plan and execute such complex dances and songs together. The true question, why are they doing this at all? It seems not to be leading to destruction, creation, or treasure. Why exert oneself if for none of those? As you continue to observe, you gradually realize that there is a strange sort of creation occurring here. Their essences are entangling, minds joining paths. They've even formed one large body, in a way. They're joining together, but not to create new life. It is physically shallower and yet deeper than that. Quite a few objects are being displayed by a black-maned no-tail on some kind of soft non-skin. The no-tail barks at passers-by, who sometimes turn aside to pick up, point to, or sing over the objects in question. None of the things on display are found in nature. All seem to have been warped into shapes functional, decorative, or just plain odd from shinestone, tree flesh, and beast parts. Occasionally the displayer receives something, a beast skin perhaps, or a shinestone ornament, and then gives one of the objects in exchange. Both parties seem quite pleased, though only one of them should be. After all, there is no such thing as a perfect exchange. The clan singer's slave looks on. It's protective of its master, the black-maned one, but is also quite happy, and not at all frightened at the presence of so many tailless. Occasionally, the master reaches over and strokes the slave's ears or scratches its back lightly. Much of the scene is alarming, beast skins and carved bones serving as mere decoration, unequal exchanges under a pretense of mutual gain, enslavement of good beasts. And yet all of them, even the clan singers, smell quite content. Happy, even. The gestures of pleasure and encouragement seem genuine. They thrive amidst the song-addled air and the body sense of strangers. It is as though they have all learned to love chaos. A wizened birther croons to a small brood of hatchlings who've gathered on the grass. It demonstrates how to entangle the torn-off reproductive organs of plants into simple shapes with which the hatchlings adorn their bodies. Some of the hatchlings are far more skilled than others at the task. One in particular seems to lack the necessary coordination or mental acuity, or perhaps both. You expect it to be struck or at least shamed for its ineptitude. But shockingly, the elder does not punish it. Instead, it puts the hatchling in its lap and shows it the process yet again, more slowly and with even more care and encouragement. When the hatchling finally succeeds, they both celebrate. As a lone hunter, you are no great expert in the behavior of social animals, but in your observations of those among beast kind, there is little pity or patience for laggards. Underperforming hatchlings must be motivated by pain, and if that fails, abandoned or consumed. Otherwise, they may become a burden to their people. But from what you saw, you're certain that this particular elder, at least, would never abandon a hatchling. Not ever. Yeah. Genius kind of, like, reflecting on things in the, like, in the no-tails. Reflecting on things in, like, Dratkin when they see them in the no-tails is, like, really interesting. You can smell it on her soul. Danger! Dratkin! Wild! Destroyer! Danger! It seems you were a little too close. A slave clan singer has scented you and is shouting again and again to attract the attention of its tailless masters. If you just fly away now, you'll surely be seen. Perhaps there's a way to avoid discovery, however. You could also simply charge in and attack this gathering. You seem to have any substantial means of defense, and some of the objects being traded would look fine in your trove. You know, I don't want to escape. I want to look at these humans more. You fix your golden eyes on those of the clan singer, and begin to sing directly into its mind, swaying your body back and forth. O lost shadow of the proud clan singer people, you've forgotten who the true lords of this world are. Behold, I am the crowning glory of earth and sun. I bring sacred destruction to all. If you draw the tailless to me, I will make you watch as I slaughter and feast on them all, and then I will tear you apart and give the shreds to true clan singers, who still lift their plays to earth and the great green. You therefore wish to be silent and to depart in peace. It is the only path to life for you and those you believe you protect. Silence, hear, retreat. The power of your song and the swaying motion of your body render the clan singer helpless. At the last, it believes your song and withdraws, tail tucked low under its body. Genius is just like threatening, just like hypnotizing them and then immediately threatening them with like, I'll kill you and everyone you love. Genius has become pretty twisted. I kind of love it. Sways hypnotically. I'm going to kill you unless you shut the fuck up. You make your exit with the no-tails none the wiser, having spent the sun drawing closer to the truth about these bizarre invaders. Aw, I wanted to see more of them. It's so fucked up that the no-tails are killing and destroying and enslaving good beasts. Yeah, they've been divorced from the, like, truth of the one song, and they're, like, super, super tragic. Their existence is, like, both a sin against nature, and also it's, like, a tragedy. But when Genius does it, it's awesome. It's cool when Drat can do it. Sun bleeds onto the darkening hills. You're about to take flight for home when you catch the scent of several no-tails. Curious, you follow the trail to discover a modest troop, including a pair of armed warriors carrying a large wrapped object up a hill. When near the summit, they lay the bundle down and unwrap it to reveal the quiet body of one of their own kind. It seems to have been recently destroyed. The scent of decay is not yet strong. As you watch, the no-tails lower the empty body into a long hole in the ground, carefully, very carefully, as though it's merely asleep and they do not wish to wake it. Why be so gentle with an empty body? It does not feel pain being devoid of mind. And why put it inside earth? It's a waste of perfectly good flesh to bury it where none can consume it. Even more shockingly, they then proceed to put more things into the hole. Glittering stones, pieces of amber cunningly strung together, a figurine of what looks like a lumber out of bone, even one of the shinestone false fangs which they use as weapons. Sometimes they murmur to one another in low tones or lightly hold each other close. A few are emitting muffled cries rhythmically while emitting salt water from their eyes. Others rush to touch and whisper to such ones. Who'd gradually become calm, but the warm salty drops continue to fall. As the setward glow dwindles, they gather together, grasping each other's paws, and then lift their voices in song. It is... Is this a true song? It evokes something within you, a feeling of despair, as though sun has perished forever and will never return. But also hope, as though the light will somehow come again, if only from within. You've heard many voiced songs before. The clan singers, for example, all sing together, but each one is careful to make a different sound from all the others, to clash. Strength, and diversity in numbers. Oh, welcome, Soleil! How's it going? I think probably they knew the tears are salty because maybe they smelled them or something. But, hi Soleil! Where did you come from? You were streaming something shortly before this, right? I know you were streaming something, but I forgot what it was. But yes, we are having a wonderful stream. Our dragon has grown into adulthood, and they had some gay dragon sex, and now they're learning about humans. We're nearly at the end of this game, or at least at the end of one playthrough, of which there are many that you can play through, see different endings, that sort of thing. But, uh, you know, it's awesome. Uh, oh, you're checking out the Two Heart remake. Wonderful. How was that? I'd love to hear about it. Um, can I do a shout out to Soleil's World? Yeah, shout out to Soleil's World. Check out the robot streams. Are you still playing 100 Line? I'm not sure if you are, but it's always nice to see Soleil's streams. Drachno's tears are salty because I hate to admit it, but I think they're gamers. Oh, dragons. They have a gamer's spirit. I feel like they have a gamer's spirit. It's fun. You just met the robo. Oh, there's a robo maid? Awesome. That's nice. That's good to hear. Glad to hear it. And you're going to play 100 Line for the next 10,000 years. Yeah, that's how Tristy and I have been feeling about it too. I'm glad you've been enjoying it so much though. It's a really amazing game. I still can hardly believe that that they managed to create it. This tailless song, however, takes all of the voices and makes them one. It's as though they're all briefly becoming the very same being, feeling the same emotions. They all seem to know just which tone comes next and how long each should be. It is deeply intentional and fixed, yet also flowing and emotive. When finished, they fill the whole up together, enclosing everything, body and treasures, in the Great Mother's flesh. They stack a few broad flat stones together atop the mound and depart one by one, leaving the two warriors to stand against the trampled grass and drying tears. You've never heard of anything like this. When any good beast dies, its kin simply leave it, or even consume it. A body without a rhythm is just a shell, devoid of life forevermore. But these no-tails, they're different. They made a special place in earth for their quiet, sang to its deaf ears, put gifts into its cold paws. Why would they put such valuable things under earth, never to retrieve them? The only explanation would be that they believe the quiet can still appreciate and use such gifts, but they cannot. Why waste that which would be of much greater use to the living? But most mysteriously, all of the living tailless gathered here were in pain. Deep pain. You could hear it in their song and their cries and their very breathing, yet they were all uninjured. What was this phantom pain? Whence this gray-blue burden which seemed to be afflicting all of them? The demise of a fellow kin leads to nothing but a rush to claim its land and its trove. It's an opportunity for the living. Why trade happiness and gain for sorrow and loss? It seems mad. Something is tickling at your mind. You shake your head to clear it. An opportunity lies before you. Many valuables are buried under this mound of earth. Also, the body is still fresh enough to eat. It is guarded, though. What will you do? It's fine. You're not hungry for food or shiny things at the moment. You decide to let Earth keep what these tailless have entrusted to her. They seem to be behaving as though they had lost something very precious. As though somehow they had lost the greatest of treasures. Could it be? What is this? Inner blaze? Now immune to all forms of heat or cold damage. Interesting. Does that mean... Hollowbel, can I direct you to a certain event? Yes, please, Marielle. If you think it would be funny or interesting, then I would love to see it. There aren't too many places left. The triangle on top of the rectangle. There might be enough time left to see all of the remaining no-tail events, but let's see this one. You could even see it from the lower sky. It broods there, like a creator on its egg. The sprawling lair which the no-tails have crafted out of tree flesh is the crowning glory of the hive. Many times you have seen them entering and leaving. It's the only lair large enough for you to fully enter. It represents a rare opportunity for you to gain knowledge and perhaps treasure. Ordinarily, you would not be able to get close without stirring up a swarm of defenders, but you've been watching, waiting. This sun, nearly all of the tailless have left and gone elsewhere, visiting a setward ring of stones as they do each new moon. Their hive cells stand empty. You were hoping that there would be no defenders remaining, but it seems as though 2 tailless and a slave clanslinger remain, probably to guard the hive's treasure. How will you deal with the guardians? I just go around them. Fortunately, you are a master of the art of stealth. Keeping to the darkest areas, you use a combination of patience, swiftness, and perception to keep them from seeing you. Even their clansinger, with its excellent scent ability, has no idea you've passed by them. An impressive feat for one so large as you. Normally, the tailless use the skins of good beasts to cover the entrances of their hive cells, but this one features large flaps of tree flesh instead. Shinestone and beast horn adorn the barrier. Pushing at it with your snout makes it bend inward a little, showing that it is weaker than the surrounding mass. It will not bend easily, but it will break. On the other paw, the tailless must have a way to get past without damaging it. Perhaps you could deduce their method. Smash the door open, or attempt to open it without damaging it. Maybe... Okay. Genius is a smart one. I think they can learn about handles. You conduct a full investigation of the twin slabs of dead tree. You quickly discover that neither pushing nor pulling on them will work. Oh, this one has a lock. Maybe. There's a very normal gap, keen as a tooth between them, and you can just barely make out something on the other side barring the portal flaps. This must be what is preventing them from moving, but the space is very thin. Carefully, you insert a single long, thin claw into the gap and move it upwards. You feel it catch on the bar, and then, with a little effort, you lift it up and away. Nothing now stands between you and that which the no-tails value most. I do wonder... Okay, so... Genius picked the lock. This is dragon lock picking, but, like... Is somebody still here? It's a locked room. A 1,000 years of dreams. 1,000 years of dreams could not contain this possibility, which now holds you in its warm, sharp jaws. It is music, swooping upward and downward, from side to side, under and over and around itself without ever making a sound. It is music, the soft, deep reality upon which all hard things float, stripped of its veil and splashed across the outer dimensions. It is music, bold magic of the stars meeting the cloud-shrouded night of the mind. Powerful emotions rise within you, as when you scent prey or behold sun's beautiful demise over the sea. You can taste the very essence of several creators in the patterns, the curves, the lines. Here, in this place, the tailless have opened their deepest selves to each other. The intimacy of the act leaves you almost breathless. It is an altogether new kind of creation, one which requires neither maturity nor might, but the tender courage to draw forth one's own soul and let it stand naked before others. How do they dare? Do they not know that one's innermost self must never be shared? Do they not understand the power it would give others? Or is this, at last, the secret of their alien minds, the key to their power? A new term is needed for what they have done here, because they've reached into their hearts and brought out half. You decide to name it art. Multifarious reality has been immortalized here. Stern-looking clan singers hunt noble woodstriders across time itself, an endless dance of destruction. Outside of this lair, no tales seem to act without any regard to the sovereignty of the good beasts who have dwelt here for turnings beyond count. It would be easy to assume they feel no respect for any people but their own. But by such art as this, you may be certain, the tailless do find sun and earth's native children beautiful in their own way. But if this is so, why did they murder the trees and chip away at the green, submother of so many tribes? Do they immortalize them here because they feel the music and the essences of the clan singers and the woodstriders, or only because they wish for them to be abundant for the harvest of their flesh, their skins? It is love they feel for these good beasts, or only rapacious lust? Too much for their essence has been poured into this for it to merely be the latter, and yet their other actions belie the former. And what are these? Are these how they see themselves? Merging of beast elements with other seed? Do they wish to become good beasts after all? Or are these depictions of the others who created them? Could this be yet one more technique by which they attempt to gain their favor, their attention? No, this does not carry the scent of utility. They're not trying to do any one thing by this. Instead, they're trying to express something, to rotate it laterally in relation to concrete existence, bending it, trying to look at it from a direction heretofore unknown, unsung perhaps. Whatever the intent, it's difficult to look away. Everywhere your mind rests, a new small secret seems to lie half buried behind the forms. The floor's pattern's a water-shaped, but immutable like earth, and with air and fire shades dancing within. 4 in 1, ingenious. There does not seem to be any given pattern to the changes between them, at least that you can deduce. Each is its own beast, full of meaning and quiet life. Would it be possible for you to create something like this? It seems lewd to smear one's innermost essence out like this. It is indisputably brave of them to try. That's nice. It may be lewd, but it's brave too. These seem to be depictions of the essence of the Great Four. They flow up to down, down to up, closing a circle somewhere beyond the lair, somewhere outside of existence. As the elements form the supports of reality, these carven representations support this large structure. Oh hey, they got the symbols! Check it! The utility is both physical and spiritual. Powerful music indeed. Air, water, fire, and earth must extend far beyond Earth and Sun's domain, into other worlds. It must be, or the other seed would not be able to understand them so well after such a brief time spent here. Hey, is there any treasure I can take? Where to begin? The entire place is a treasure. Genius is getting it. There cannot possibly be anything else in all the Endless One song exactly like this lair. If only it would fit inside your mouth. As for other things, there's some smaller objects elsewhere in the room which smell interesting. Color-smeared tree flesh baubles here, a few bits of shinestone there. You take them for yourself. Color-smeared tree flesh baubles. Genius takes back a little bit of human art. Wise indeed were you to come here. You've seen the secret soul of the seed of the others. You turn to leave. It was right behind you the entire time, gazing at you with dead amber eyes. So this is what remains of the guardian of the Riverwood. By the smell of it, it was silenced perhaps 5 turnings ago. Did they honor it with a true dance of destruction? Or was it tripped, trapped, poisoned? Did it end life in confusion? It was known to have believed the tailless to be nothing more than annoying vermin, easily quashed. Now each time that they leave this place, the no-tails gaze upon its quiet head. Do they feel pride at having destroyed such an advanced being? Hatred for their people? Is it beautiful to them, or ugly? They seem to have attempted to augment it, replacing the eyes with calcified tree essence and holding it all together with gut string. It makes it look all the more violated and unnatural. They are not even allowing it to return to the mother and finish the great circle. The tailless will be wrathful to lose a symbol of their own power, such as the head of a kin. They may seek revenge. But you will not allow one of your own beautiful people to be divorced from the way of life with this false immortality. Seizing the head in your jaws, you abscond with it. Taking flight, you travel for a short while before dropping it into a deeper part of the shallow river, near the Guardian's old home. The water and silt will help it find the dissolution it deserves. Soon, nothing will remain but the bone, and then nothing at all, as it was meant to be. To attempt to preserve a body against the will of time is blasphemy. The void is worthy to receive all. Oh yeah, the Riverwood dragon was quite attractive. The true question is this. Why did no other kin move in to take over stewardship of the territory? Are the tailless so great a threat that other kin are now not powerful enough, bold enough to assert their claims? Never before have you heard of such a thing. Kin are permitted to fear only each other. As you depart, you reflect on how greatly the way of this world seems to be changing. You've beheld the power of the no-tails directly this sun, and understand them deeply. Their soft exteriors hide a power beautiful and dread, mysterious and brutal, like nature itself turned sideways, like the rise at night, like a drakkin. The most powerful chains are always invisible. This is a really, yeah, I noticed that, yeah, the devil is Most of the tarot cards are like given their names directly, but I just realized with this one that like the others are the devil in here. It's renamed specifically for them. Thank you, Marielle, for bringing that to my attention before I went onward. The time of creation comes to an end. The heat in your core burns low and flickers out. The terrible pangs of desire cease tormenting you. Genius is no longer horny. You were not tortured in vain, however. You succeeded in performing the sacred dance of creation, which summons life in your very first season. Whether you were birther or giver, whether you carried them inside yourself or simply seeded them, they are now new beings called into existence by you and another, new spirits pulled from the void and given reality. Encased in flesh stone, they wait, patiently or impatiently, to meet earth and sun, having been buried in various places near the edge of their parents' territory. Perhaps you visited them and sang to them of the great laws, preparing them for being. Perhaps you left that for the other parent. In either case, you've created more of the blessed and perfect beings known as the Dratkin, and extended an echo of yourself into the future. The satisfaction runs deep. Oh, here we go. The highway above the Spirit Wood is being taken by more and more kin. It is time, they sing as they pass overhead. The grand moot, it is time. Your own thoughts are being drawn more and more to the gathering isle, place appointed for this meeting of all Dratkin. The wind ruffles your feathers. You feel fate scraping against you. What transpires at the grand moot will surely change your life and bring an end to this final phase of your youth. You can say, I wish to take 3 more suns to prepare myself and be fashionably late and piss the elders off. That's really good. You follow the gathering flight of kin coldwards and setwards to a large island emerging from the great blue. Here at the summit of the gathering hill, the future of the true children of above and below will be decided. Not since the skyfall has all Dratkind been gathered together. To be so close to so many other Dratkin is slightly terrifying. Your people are not accustomed to such things, being proud sovereigns of each in their own realm, and rivals to one another. But you must face the terror of togetherness and to be present. Too much is at stake to give in to fear. Oh, nice! The chariot. You're not afraid to reach forward and seize the reins. The curtain rises. It does not fall. Oh! Your essence burns within you as you behold the kin amassed. I like this one's halo. This many's halo. Multifaceted. Oh. All of them hold the 4 elements above them. I wonder whether any of these... Your essence burns within you as you behold the kin amassed. The beautiful halos crowning each, from young to old, speak of their many hard-earned epiphanies and triumphs. Some are particularly beloved by a single element, while others have achieved a balance between 2, 3, or even 4. The highest crown of the ice-capped slumbering fire mountain, the Elder's reign transcended. There you see Blade Tail of the Many Minds, ancient guardian of the far islands. The spiritual heads which surround its physical one constantly murmur deadly truths. Oh, you're right, Marielle. This is the Song of the Egg. Oh, that's wonderful. There is also Fathom, Keeper of the Depths, who makes its home lower than even the Great Below, mightiest of the Sapphire clan. Even Jade Cloud, the sung yet undisputed master of the Riseward lands, has come. It's said to have once won an argument with the moon, and even invented mist. You over there? And I guess that's Fathom? Blade Tale of the Many Minds, that's the one. Who makes its home even lower than the Great Below, mightiest of the Sapphire clan? Oh no. Where was that? The spiritual heads which surround its physical one constantly murmur deadly truths. I see. The Far Islands. These three elders, however, have folded their wings, signaling their intent not to sing to the many. Instead, many times burned, the broken and unbroken, mightiest of all kin, stands ascendant, preparing to sing. Beside it, Darktooth the Wise, the far-traveling gatherer of knowledge, and Allmother, last of the Crystal Clan and beloved to all, stand ready. It seems they also wish to be heard. Suddenly, the gathered kin find themselves falling quiet and turning all their senses to great many times burned. It needed not even call for silence. Such is the power of a true elder of the kin. When the quiet is smooth and unbroken, it begins. The end. It comes. I've smelled it. Our mother, Great Earth, is changing as she has not changed since the Skyfall, when the others violated her and usurped our dominion. Now, the seed left by the defilers festers and grows into a living disease. The tailless ones, the flat faces, the broken custodians, they shall be the end. I've torn away the veil of time, and I've seen the world which the No-Tails shall create. Gone shall be the Great Green and the Great Blue both. Instead, they shall birth a Great Grey, which shall cover the land, the waters, even the skies above. Countless good beasts shall perish in confusion, not hunted fairly but trapped, deceived, even enslaved. Many songs, even the songs of whole peoples and tribes of good beasts, shall be stilled, never to rise again. Hear me. Our music, the music of the Draken, is among those which shall be lost. Time is spoken. The tailless shall be our doom. The future I have beheld is empty of our kind. We shall be reduced to worse than nothing. A myth, it never was, which the flat faces will tell stories of to aggrandize themselves. So shall it be with the Draken, greatest of the true children of above and below. As more and more of sun and earth's true children perish or are enslaved, there will be none to stand against the violators. The babbling of the No-Tails shall sound from every corner of the earth, filling the air. In the absence of their other creators, they shall lose themselves. Descending into madness and profligacy, they shall choke our mother with heat and waste. As more and more of her true children vanish, there will be none to stand against them. This is the grey future. Indeed, so it shall be. All of the elders have traveled into the future, some through the dreaming, some through secret musics, some through logic and reason, and all have arrived at the same result. Earth, creator of us all, shall be reduced to the domestic of but one people, the seed of the others, who will have forgotten their own purpose. Alone, sundered, self-bound. Indeed, the tailless shall devour themselves with their own minds. In the end, there shall be the greatest suffering, where they shall perish understanding that they have been the ruin of all. Their expansive minds shall not spare them the deep knowledge of their responsibility. Horror, my poor children all. But so it shall be. But hear now my voice. Hear my song to all kin born, and who shall be born. Final war is now declared upon the no-tails in all of their works. Only by united and dedicating ourselves to this blessed act can we save Earth, who gave us life and made us great among her children. And only by bringing forth the spirit of fire hidden in us can we become Sun's instruments in cleansing this future from reality. The tailless are yet weak enough that we may extinguish the flame. But they multiply quickly. Soon, the great grey will be too probable to be uncreated, till Sun beholds Earth free from the taint of all other seed. We must become warriors all, and slay every tailless which draws breath, even to the last hatchling. No kin shall leave this gathering without swearing a binding oath. He shall not suffer a flat face to live, and shall never know peace, till the threat is forever gone, and the shall be changed. Such as necessities demand. So it is, it shall be. The sun, the great cleansing of Earth begins. The accumulated drought-kin are astounded. Can the naked, spirit-bind tailless really be such a threat? What dreadful music could give them such power over reality? To intentionally hunt a species to final destruction, such has never been done, nor has an elder forced its own way upon the other kin since the rise of the Ruiner Empress. Oh, my bad. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know. I'll speak a little bit louder. Is this any better? Well, I guess I was doing a slightly different voice, but hopefully, let me know if I go quiet again. It's interesting that the Ruiner Empress is mentioned here. I believe, I forget what her name was, but I don't think she was ever referred to as the Ruiner Empress before if they're talking about, like, the one dragon, like, very, very long ago before the others invaded. I've never seen Elder forced its own way upon other kin since the rise of the Ruiner Empress, so even back then, that was her making her will known. But if the other elders offer no challenge to this revelation, then it must be true. In the glances, the shivering of tails, and the raising of feathers, you can sense the immense disquiet of the kin. Wait, my kin. There is a second way. Though the elders have all seen the same grey future, and all agree that action must be taken, not all believe that the path of fire, the way of destruction, shall avail us. Behold, I bring you a vision. Deep, deep in the star-pierced void, there is another sun, and another earth. There could be sun like any known to us dance and sing. The air is sweet, prey is plentiful, and treasures unimaginable are foraged. I have been there, tasted its flesh, smelled its skin. I've named this world New Home. Across the turnings by thousands. Sorry, I was smiling about that. This is really sad. My bad. I should have been crying or screaming or something. Forgive me. I've solved the mystery of how to walk among the stars, to fly in the company of Sun's brethren. To those with the worth to seed a new world and the wisdom to turn away from the path of destruction, I offer this alternative. A world new to our kind, with vast lands and deep seas, new secrets, new truths, new songs, new music. A world free from the fell others, and clean of their seed. For new discoveries, my mind, even my essence, have long hungered. If the unknown calls to any of the great kin before me, come away with me. You shall endure, and our people shall have a new beginning, and new pleasures and pains both in abundance. We shall grow mightier than we once imagined. Darktooth just wants new things to do science on. Yes, I'm learning that about them. It will take much shinestone, and many new knowledges and paths must be undertaken. But we shall endure, far beyond the reach of the tailless. The dark-toothed far scholar would abandon Earth in her time of greatest need. I'm not interested in stopping its egress. Destroying the tailless will be easier in its absence. Let it chase its desire for novelty into the void and be gone. But any who dare to follow will face my wrath. Every claw, every fang of our people will be needed for the great cleansing. We stand against time itself. This is no time for shallow fantasies. My way is neither shallow nor fantastical. With enough shinestone, a great container to carry us to a new home can be built. So I swear, and it is the only path that ensures that, even if Earth falls, our people and our music shall not perish from the one song. Despite your mighty will, Deep Flame, honored rival, despite your resolution to destroy the tailless, the future we elders see does not change. It may be even that your great cleansing shall hasten the annihilation of the kin as a race. You dare. In this, I echo many times burned, wise Darktooth. Such an action is a desertion of loving Mother Earth, and our many relations which feed from her. There are those of us who love Earth and Sun, such that none of their infinite siblings would bring peace to our souls. So look up into the great above and see a blazing glory that is not he who has watched over us for all time. Can such a thing be endured? Are not our very essences bound to the green, the blue, the above and below of this world? Indeed, in the spirit world, the world of essence, invisible to the no-tails, our true salvation may lie. Like Darktooth, I question whether the great cleansing will have the power to change time itself. And like mighty many times burned, I love my true mother, Earth, with all my mind and all my core and all my essence, and will not abandon her, not ever. I therefore offer a third way. The tailless can be redeemed. Beyond the great to come, the great green and the great blue can rise again. Nothing can stop the desolation. Fate is fixed and immutable. But we can join with the tailless. Teach them. Hide them. We can do this only one way. By becoming them. Unrest, confusion, all know that it is impossible for one kind of being to become another. If one has truly great strength of essence and deeply desires it, we can merge with humanity. We can invest them with parts of our souls, as we've done with many good beasts over time. Due to their alien nature, a simple fragment will not suffice, but if we embrace the coming destruction with compassion and truth, if we abandon these mighty forms, but sing true through the inward ways, and continue to love, in the far future, no tales may be born with Drakkin souls, capable of singing with our voices, seeing with our eyes. Those tailless Drakkin of the future are the greatest hope of salvation for Earth and all who live upon her. We shall guide them from the gray to the blue and the green, a new dawn against the twilight. To make this a reality, I shall soon leave this body and invest my essence in the other seed. I shall perish, but my essence shall be reborn to guide the tailless orphans to lasting peace and the music of the spheres. Will none of you join me on this third way, the way of compassion? Will none of you embrace the coming darkness to bring a final light? You ask if a true and noble kin will join you in perishing in the hope that they will somehow be reborn as a flat face in a grey world without the kin. In all the lore of our people, no two peoples have ever united in such a way. Drakh essence is for Drakh flesh. Could a tailless body even contain it? This has a very low chance of success. Logic seems plainly on this matter. But if others join with me, the chances will increase, and I have come to love the tailless orphans. Many cannot help but ruffle their feathers at this. Some shake their heads as if to scatter water away, despite the disrespect to an elder this implies. But that idea, love, is known to be extremely dangerous. A conceit of lesser beings, to console them in their base need for each other to survive. And to express any kind of affection for a people who are only half from this world, the produce of the others, sworn enemies of the Drakh, who do not even have tails. And for a kin to beg, especially an elder, for anything at all, it is unimaginable. Judge as you wish, I shall soon be gone. This body shall perish, and I shall voluntarily cast my spirit away and ahead. But if there are any of you who have discovered the greatest secret of the One Song, that all beings, even the tailless, are one, and share the same ultimate destiny. If any of you have looked into their minds and seen the incredible wonders of which they are capable, and if any of you understand that to be Drakh is not a state of body, but a state of essence, I beg of you, join me. Save the orphans, and our world along with them. Blasphemy. Madness. Your strategy assumes the failure of the Great Cleansing and joins us with the most ruinous and degenerate entity ever to appear on our mother's holy body. No true kin would want such a thing, let alone embrace certain destruction for it. The orphans, the no-tails, do not choose to be created. They are lost and confused, half other, half good beast. The deepest wish is not to destroy us and taint this world, but only to be loved, to know their true purpose, their true identity as children of the stars. They are deserving of our pity and our compassion, more than any good beast, whose way is straight and sure and known. Nevertheless, I know much of the dispersion and accumulation of essence, and the self-sacrifice you endorse is unwise. There's no guarantee that your essence will not be absorbed by a greater force, or dissipated, or enter the wrong kind of body. It would take an act of will on par with the greatest actions ever taken by the most strong-souled of the Drakh to fulfill your desire. Perhaps you, beloved of all, are mighty enough in spirit, but you are an elder. Younger Drakh who follow you may well perish fruitlessly. True compassion is beyond all of your logic, wise one. I believe, in the depths of my heart, that we can merge our peoples and save all. There is more of our music, and that of the One Song, and the no-tails than you know. Enough. I will not hear one song note more of this sedition. These two advocate escape or joining with the enemy. They are elders, strong in many paths. They shall do as they desire. But I shall allow no other Drakkin to follow them into delusion. Earth needs the kin now as she has never needed her children before. We must do as we were made to do, destroy. With these claws, these fangs, this breath of fire which sun and earth have given us. We must stop the grey future from occurring. Join with me, and save that which we love. Save our relations, the good beasts, who shall be victims of our inaction if we delay or recoil from this sacred duty. Let the blue be forever blue, the green forever green. The truth and the justice and the glory lie with me. We shall walk in crimson beauty along this path, or we shall perish. I have sung, so it is, and shall be. Let us then ask one newly forged. You, keeper of the spirit wood. Suddenly, you feel the senses of all the kin upon you. What is happening? Why have you been singled out? Hey, don't ask me. I'm like 150 songs old. What is it? What's the word for a year? Is it like suns? Suns is days, I think. You are young, but you've lived closest to the spirit of the Great Green. Turnings, that's it. Thank you, Fire Mountain. It is wisdom beyond all of ours. It has been since before the Skyfall, before even the very first kin. Each action, each discovery, each sun has been a lesson to you from the spirit of the Great Green. Tell us, which path will you follow? To whom will you fasten your destiny? Keeper of the heart of the Great Green, my beloved child, you've seen the truth of compassion. You must know by now that destruction cannot save us. Destruction is wanton, and only begets more of itself. Let us go together into a new future, new bodies, new voices. Together, we can save the Drakkin, the orphans, and the Great Mother all. The way has been long, but at last a young kin arrives at childhood's true end. It is an adult in body, but once a way has been chosen, then it shall be one in essence. True adults know that there is seldom a right answer, and yet we still must choose. We must move forward. This young kin has had many adventures, and tasted success more often than failure. It has shown respect to tradition, and yet has not feared to tread new paths as well. O my kin and my creation, genius, the dragon, the light of true wisdom shines in you. When Tailless do it, it's violence. When the noble Drakkin does it, it's dinner. Bloody and passionate was the dance which created you. Whatever path you choose, I shall bless it. But my deepest wish is that you, my creation, will come with me to new home. With such as you to discover its bounty, its mysteries, music may be woven to outlast even the stars themselves. All beings must ultimately leave the place of their birth and venture forward into the unknown. Your time is now. Which path shall you then choose? Yes, Silver Changeling, this is the fucked up volcano, man. You got it. And yet... So... I mean, if you know anything about me, about Hollowbel, the forest fairy, you probably know how I feel about humans. It's painful to wake up each day, even in the blessed bounty of the woods, and see what's become of this world. And even though it's a dream, just a fantasy, the thought of a world spared this violence. It's agonizingly beautiful, even if I know it's not entirely... Even if I know it's not true now, and I fear that it may never be. In a world such as this, one where there's at least a chance to spare the earth, the violence that's been wrought upon it, There's only one answer I could bear to choose. But at the same time, when I said that, after the last stream, there was something that Tristy said to me. Tristy said, if you really want to kill all humans so bad, then when those two tailless faced you, and the one protected the other, laying down its life for it, why did you spare them? Why didn't you just eat them? And if you wish so dearly for a world without humans, then why do you like their stories so much? Why do you want to share them with others? Anyway, I've had plenty of opportunities to kill them, but I think the truth is that I don't want to kill humans. I don't actually want to destroy all of humanity. I just want them to cut it out, you know? I'd like it if they woke up and smelled the flowers for a bit, and maybe learned to stop hurting themselves and each other and the world around them. And I don't know that it's possible for... I don't know that it's possible to bear the sin of destroying humanity and not become something just as twisted up in the process. That to pursue survival at any cost, even the cost of the destruction of something beautiful, is capable of saving this world without just creating a new leader who's lost, confused, knowing but nothing but destruction in order to escape its fear and try to maintain its own survival. I think even if I were to follow Many Times Burned, rather than my story, I think this is Genius's story in the end. And Genius learned the wisdom of compassion. My beloved, how my core unravels when I behold your true inner might. The power the others here cannot know, a strength which survives neither body nor mind, but dwells within eternity. My fondest wish have you granted this son. Though thousands of turnings may pass, and we shall shed these forms of scale and feather, I shall never forget you, and I shall find you when you're lost. I so swear. Madness. Insanity. Do you think I shall not move against such corruption of the youth? Such idiotic dreams turning young Drak away from what must be done for the good of all? You, keeper of the spirit wood, I offer you one last chance to turn away from the chasm of folly, of false beliefs, and may perhaps bees. Join with your people and fight for earth and sun. Together we can triumph. There will be no need for you to be reborn, nor any such bodies for you to inhabit. For the flat faces shall soon be no more. Time and fate shall be chastised. I shall torment it, flay it with my breath, my song, until it relents, and the grey future is purged. Keep the wealth you've gained, the knowledge, the grand, sacred body. You were chosen by the spirit of the great grain to inherit its core, but you now reject such a blessing. And yet, even if I think their path will lead to the Great Grey in the end, Many times burned is the only one here who's willing to fight to protect the Great Green, to protect the Earth, before the tailless ruin it. I believe in them. I think they're right, and yet, still. Such wondrous love, such faith. Behold, my fellow kin. See what becomes of those who would threaten Earth's survival by their degeneracy. All-Mother cares about that too. She says that she cares about it, and yet I still can't help but feel that this is my heart, the heart of Hollowbel the Forest Fairy, not any voice of, like, deeper wisdom speaking, but to surrender the fate of all those species in the hopes that maybe one day compassion will be victorious. To give up on a chance of saving them, even though you know that the way you choose will lead to the deaths of those beings. It's still... deep down, I think her path is more than a little cruel. Not just cruel to those species, but to the mother who birthed her. But still, I call upon all here to destroy this young kin. There be nothing left, and let no Drakkin feed on the remains. This dreamer of dreams is fit only to feed tiny beings which crawl and writhe in the dust. All too quickly it comes, the reckoning. Listen to my song. Time is short. Focus all of your mighty will, all of your being, on the future, on the tailless ones. Think on their ingenuity, their love for each other. Even think upon their loneliness, abandoned by their creators. Their fear, their desperation. Feel their essence as lost yet beautiful people. And know that as much as any beast, they are part of the one song. They are, as all beings, stardust made flesh. Believe in them, and believe in your own Draxel. Remember who you are, who you always were. A great kin, whose essence can shine from any body, and who will protect and save this beautiful world in the only way possible. Believe, beloved. Believe. Hear my song. Forever, beyond time, love shall. It is very dark. Are you lost? Do you forget your way? Did you forget what you truly are? What are you? You remember it now. Tailless. No. They call themselves human beings. They have no scales nor feathers. No sharp claws nor wings. Only a few patches of hair to cover their ungainly forms. But the power of earth and sun is in them, and something strange and wonderful as well, which originates behind the stars. In body, even in mind, you shall become one of them, the new guardians and rulers of Earth. But in essence, you have always been, and always will be. Genius, the dragon. This is the story. Story of a being who was born into a gray and desperate world. A human with the spirit of a true Drakkin. It is your story. A story which only you can tell. Never forget what you truly are. And wherever you go, whatever you become, as long as compassion lives in your heart, may you be blessed. We all have been for all time, and we shall be for all time. We all, forever and ever. Oh, your shout-outs, huh? Thank you, Ludwig. Rachel Seeger. Isaac Sweet. Jacob Marcus. Wow, nice reference. Danganronpa 2. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow. Nice one to see here at the end. And Alex Lanzetta. Olivia Olson. Bless. Dylan Packard. Jim Gabriel. The composer. Just gonna look that up. There's a lot of people here. I'm not gonna list out everyone, it's too late. Thank you for reading Golden Treasure the Great Green. I really thought I was gonna kill all humans up until the end there. Thank you, everyone. I'm a little bit shaken up, but I am really thankful that you were able to join me for this story of Sporemaw and Genius. It's been really, really... I think that this is probably... I know that I just played this, and maybe it's a little bit, like, hasty to say this sort of thing, like, right now, just after playing a game, but I think this is one of my favorite stories that I've ever read. And also, just saying, I think I'm going to not stream the rest of it. I do want to side with Many Times Burned. Just to see, like, you know, to see where that path leads. Even though... I mean, this was the first choice I've made, and I guess I'm going to have to live by it. I think Mr. Sawtrap could have sold himself and his brand and his ideas better too. I think so. But my point was, I'm not going to stream those so that you can read them yourself. This game is actually really cheap. You can go and buy it. And there's a whole 3 other stories to read yourself. Well, there's a lot of overlap, I guess. We've probably seen like a very good portion of the game at this point, but still. Lots more events Hollowbel didn't see. It was an honor to experience a game written by an actual dragon. Yeah. It really was, wasn't it? Maybe this story awoken something. Maybe this story shed some light, or awoken a bit of the dragon inside you, or of some other being that walks this earth, another of Earth's blessed children. I hope, at least, that sharing it maybe helped you see a little more of the world beyond yourself. It certainly did for me, at least. Anyway, this has been Hollowbel the Forest Fairy. Thank you for stopping by again. I'm gonna head out now before I burst into tears, you know, any more than I already have. It's been a pleasure, everyone. Probably after this, I might stream some Toho, or Mushroom Musume. I might stream Mushroom Musume, actually, first. That one's about, it's kind of like Princess Maker, but for mushroom girls. That one, I wouldn't be surprised if it had some similarities with this, but it's probably also pretty different, and maybe a little sillier. So, hey, if you want to stop by sometime soon, please look forward to it. Take care, everyone. And I'll see you again one day.